Today we have what I hope is a very interesting video to make and to show you two different things. The first of which is making our own fish glue, which, as everybody knows in the industry, is the best glue for many jobs. I have some industrial fish glue made by Lee Valley right here, but we want to make our own, and we'll show you how to do that. And the second thing that we want to show you how to do is to make piano hammers. So I'll show you what you need to assemble to begin with, just to get the whole thing going. First of all, you're going to need a blender, and you're going to need a little bit of beer, a little bit of salt. I'll explain the felt to you. You're going to need a molding for the hammer, and you're going to need underfelt for the hammer. Of course, a hammer press. We make our own. And you need to be able to weigh here the amount of weight for your hammers, because we're using the Fandrick Rhodes ITF method. And of course, you need your fish. Now, concerning the fish, this is the beginning of April, and it's extremely important that you get fresh fish, spring fresh fish. That's why we always do it. We make our year supply of fish glue the 1st of April. So here we go. I'll show you exactly what you have to do. We have decided to make an 8.4 gram weight of hammer. So we really don't want to vary from that very much, maybe 0.1 gram or something like that. Start off by making our fish glue, because that takes a little time. We have to put it in the pot with the right measurements. Now, what we're looking for is, roughly speaking, 15 grams of fish to 1 bottle of beer or can of beer. So I'll show you. That's roughly 15 grams, and I'll show you here. Look here. You can see the 0 grams, and as I choose here one fish, I get about close to 15 grams, not quite. A little smaller fish, 31 grams, and then 4 fish should be 45 grams. Look at that, 40. That can't get any closer than that. I could cut off just take a tidbit off the back there. 45.6, a little more, and then we have the perfect weight of fish. Oh, 44.5 or 40.6. There we go. Okay, so now we have our fish. I'll show you in a second what we do there. So you need a rag just to put the fish little bits in, and then you're going to plug in your blender, and this is going to make a little noise, so you won't hear me for a second, but we'll turn it on and we'll put it to the puree. It's all free. And then, just to make less noise, I'll pour in my beer to begin with. What a waste, but this is good Budweiser, but you'll understand this should give us about 6 months of glue, the amount that we use. So that was 45 grams for 3 cans. I've already let the bubbles come out, otherwise it just flows right over the top. It's terrible. And when we're finished, we want it to be about that color. You'll see it all works out very well. 1/3 can. I opened the cans yesterday just to let them go flat. We didn't mean to, but you know what happens when you get to a party. You open some that you don't actually do. Anyway, never mind. And here we go. Mix. Look at that. It's coming up just about the same color. Now you want to add a little bit of salt and something that few people know about is 4 mini marshmallows. That gives it a little bit stickier consistency and really does wonders for the mixture. Now we'll let that blend for another minute or two, but just for the sake of the video. Then what we want to do is take a little bit of cheesecloth like this, and you're going to put this across the top of the container, and of course pour it in so you strain and get some of the stuff out. So there we go. And this will take all the impurities out, a few of those things. And then you're going to put the entire thing on your stove for about 2 hours. Just let it simmer. And so far, it's not very difficult, is it? So I'd like to talk to you just for a moment about the wool itself, as well as how to measure it, and also about how to measure the glue that you're going to use. So first of all, the wool. We're using 3 varieties of wool. One is coming from a sheep called the Wusen sheep. It's German. Another is from the Weikert sheep, and the Weikert sheep has very long fibers. So you can see that these fibers are very, very long, and so we use a certain proportion of that. It's kind of secret. And then we use this other felt, which is the Wusen felt, which is a little bit, well, it's from a different sheep, it's quite different. And then we use cashmere, which of course comes from India. And what we want is to get a weight of wool and the molding through the Fadrick-Rhodes method of measuring the ITF, etc. We want 8.4 grams and 6.4 of felt, and then 2 grams of the fish glue. Now, for the fish glue, we want an end result of 2 grams, so we have to actually add 4 because there's some evaporation. So what we do is we take a glue applicator, we put it on, we measure it here, we zero it, and then we just fill it up with 4 grams. We can measure that, and then we can inject it into the felt. And the other part is here we start with our felt, and as we're looking for, as I said, we're looking for 6.4 grams. Then we zero this, we put the wood molding on at 2.9, and we start adding our felt until, lo and behold, we have a little bit too much. Let's see, get some of this. We need 6.4 and 6.5. It's a little bit too much because I still have to put on my my cashmere, which is right there. And we still have to get rid of a little more. See, it's not that difficult a process. 6.8, getting to 6.4 very rapidly. There, one more piece of Wusen felt out. 6.7, another piece, 6.5, and maybe just one more piece, 6.4. There we have our 6.4, including the molding, and now we will insert it into the mold, and away we go. I've started putting the felt in. You have to pack it in. I just use an old shank, and as you can see in here we've put the molding, and you can see a little bit of the red felt, and I'm just starting to pack the felt in there, and I have a lot more to put in, and I'll bring it over and be able to do that and get it in there. So, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. When I'm about 2/3 finished I'm going to put in most of my glue so that it's right into the middle, and you can see it going in, and it's going to go all the way in, and then I'm going to be able to finish packing the rest. That's my 4 grams, with 2 of which will evaporate, and then I continue putting the rest of the felt in here and pack it in, and I'll show you that in a minute when I'm finished. I've just finished putting the felt in, and I'd like to clean it up a little bit. I'll get some sandpaper and just clean that up. And now I have to wait overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow morning and we'll see what we get out of this. So I've tightened this up very tight, and now it's in the press, and it just has to wait till tomorrow morning. Well, it's time to see how we've done. I have, we made this entire bottle of glue, which I'm going to put with the rest of our glues over there. And here we're going to see how our hammer worked out and see if the weight is correct or not. And I'll take this apart. My goodness, it's glued a little bit. Our mold, there we are. I forgot to tell you about the molding release that we spray into this, and it's still a little bit tight to get out. Give me a second. Out of the hole, I just have to set. There we go. There it is. It's out. And now what I want to do is see if the weight of the hammer, it's still a little bit humid. It should lose a little bit of weight, but let's see what the weight looks like. We get this to 0, and remember, I want 8.4 grams. Let's see where we're at. 8.4 grams. It's miraculous. This system works every time. Try it at home. Don't forget, April Fool's Day glue, and you have to make it with a fish.